Hey everybody, what's going on? Axe Slinger here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe. New and exciting things always coming on this channel. I always like to keep it heavy, so thanks for coming back. Today, we're doing another part of my CHIBSON series. This is a newly acquired CHIBSON Aldo Nova replica, and it's gorgeous. I'm just gonna stand up here for a second and show you. This is incredible. This is, look at that. Very nice top on it. Very nice. And look at that headstock. Is that cool or what? So badass. So killer. I absolutely love that headstock. Here's the back of it. I put on that sticker. The whole idea of stickers for me is it's just, I did this since I was a teenager. If there was ever another guitar like mine, I could differentiate it in the crowd based off of an emblem on it. So that's why I do that. But this is an absolute killer guitar. It weighs a ton, like a Les Paul should. It has Nashville style bar right there, and it just screams rock and roll. Like, honestly. So let's have a little chat about this. So I bought this CHIBSON off of eBay. I'll leave the seller's description in the video, and it was the only one at the time. You might be able to find one, but they sell out as soon as he has them. This seller particularly was incredible. And I'm going to leave a link to a YouTube channel called Smitty's Shop. And I want to give a shout out to you. You posted an incredible video on this exact, one of these exact guitars that you bought from the seller on eBay. And I hope guitar builders and companies, amp companies, all these music industries understand the power of social media and influencing, because, sir, you sold the guitar on me in the cellar, and because of that I bought one. So thank you for that. And I subscribe to your channel. I look forward to seeing more of your very good content. You in a nutshell, his channel is very good at outlining what you're going to get for the dollar. He breaks everything down, takes gear apart, explains the entire process of what you get, what you pay for, how to upgrade, make things sound good. From one guitar player or collector to another, thank you, sir. You did a great job. So let's chat about this. So first of all, I have bought and collected CHIBSONs throughout the years. They're either firewood, complete shit, or they're really good. There's no in between. This is an example of a very good one. You probably saw the video I did on that single pickup Les Paul CHIBSON custom replica, where I said it was like 90% there. This one's even closer. This is like 95%. The neck is incredible. The binding is incredible on this. Usually I find on the replicas, the neck joint, because it's a set glued neck, usually there's problems along the seam. This one doesn't have that. The angle of the headstock, very good. Very good. They usually get that wrong. This one surprisingly came with a 2-point truss rod cover. They usually come with a 3. So that was an interesting positive surprise to me. And if you look at like the actual body, it's perfect. Like, it's a perfect carve. The knobs are where they belong. Everything, the poker chip placement, the inlays, everything is where it should be. Black back cavity covers and pickup switch selecting. Everything's where it should be. In a blind test, it'd be hard to tell the difference. It's an actual rosewood neck, I confirm. Like, this is an actual rosewood neck. You can't even find that with some mainstream guitar companies right now. It has a very good nut. There's nothing wrong with the nut. Usually you got to swap these out. I don't have to do that on this one. The tuners, they're a little suspect. It's fine for what I need. I've got this tuned in standard with 11 to 48s, and it's intonating just fine holding the tuning. Usually with intonation, it's a combination between the spacing on the nut. If it pinches the string, even by a fraction, it'll cause tuning stability issues. And then the placement of the bridge and the positioning of the saddles, whether they need to be more sharp or flattened depending on tuning of the guitar. But this one's perfect. And so let's talk about what I personally find is some negatives on this, because it's not perfect. Like any CHIBSON, the pickups, they're microphonic. You could, like, if you talk into them, you're gonna hear your voice like a microphone. They're very low end, very bassy, and they feed back like crazy. So those will be swapped out, but that's, you already know, this is normal with CHIBSONs. You're gonna have to replace that. To try to keep the cost as low as possible, they really cheap out on the electronics. Now, some sellers will let you swap out electronics at a higher cost. I like to do that stuff myself. I've learned how to do tech work, so I want to do that myself. But other than that, the tone pots are just fine. I guess I could upgrade them, but I don't see the point. Not for the way that I'm playing. I'm a very aggressive player. I do a lot of, you know, medium to high gain. I'm not really a clean player, so I'm not going to have to swap those out. The knobs are very tight. They're very fluid, like how a, you know, expensive guitar would feel. They're not loose. They're not scratchy. They don't move on their own. Sometimes you play guitar and if you strum a little bit harder, they adjust themselves. This one is tight. It's very tight. The pickup selector is also very tight and it's clicky the way it should be. It feels very confident and you can switch it up and back. And it has just an insane top. I mean, obviously this is a veneer, but it's a maple veneer. It's still a maple, you know, and it weighs a lot. There's really like no imperfections. There's some slight imperfections on the back of this thing, but it's insane. You can see the wood grain, but the selling feature on this is really the neck. This is one of the nicest necks ever. I mean, it's not a modern C, but it's not a old traditional 50s like U shape or, you know, thick baseball bat. It's right in between. It's a slightly thicker than a 60s. It kind of reminds me of almost like if you've ever played a Zakk Wylde guitar or a Slash, it's kind of within there. So it feels good. It definitely feels good. And the radius on this thing is where it needs to be at 12-inch radius. It just, it plays really, really good. Like really good, you know. And what I like is, some of you might not like the fact that it's got the Gibson on there. I personally gravitate. I like something, if it's a replica, to look like that. But there's no serial number. There's no made in USA. They're not trying to advertise this as an actual like knockoff. It's just a replica, which is fine. Okay. And this particular model, the Aldo Nova, you've probably seen on guitar channels like Trogley's Guitar Channel. They sell for a lot of money, the actual Gibson, and if you can even find one, they were in very low production. So even if you can find one, you're looking at a 5-figure guitar. This is a fraction. I paid for this, shipping included, which, by the way, I got dinged for no duties. This came to Canada. I live in British Columbia. I got 0 customs. This is the first CHIBSON I got with 0 customs due on it, which is phenomenal. But from shipping and the currency conversion from Canadian to American, I got this guitar for under 400 bucks Canadian. This is a steal. It's an absolute steal of a guitar. So yeah, I love this thing. I set it up. There's no fret buzzing either. The frets are very nice. Again, it has a nice weight and it's just super cool. Like, where are you going to see a Les Paul that's got that Kramer style banana headstock? It's controversial. I'm probably going to piss off a lot of traditional like Les Paul players. Primarily those blues players, but shh, don't tell them. But this thing is incredible. It's honestly incredible. So I'm going to leave a link to this guitar in the description, along with that other shout out to Smitty's shop. You can look at his review on this exact guitar that he purchased one of these as well. And if I didn't explain anything, he does a little bit better of actually like zooming in on the guitar, opening the pots and stuff to show you how the thing looks. So go ahead and check out that channel. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll probably have some more CHIBSONs to take a look at. I'm itching to probably get myself one of those SGs. So we'll have to see. But other than that, thanks again. And you guys keep it heavy, all right? Cheers.